Hello, foreigners. Welcome back to the show. This episode we'll talk about Repatriates, as we have our guest Dave Ameryki. That's his YouTube channel's name.
And your legal last name, I understand.
Yeah, I changed it. Dave's Ameryki. They wanted to put it to like Ameryki, but I was like, no.
So yeah, as you can guess, he is a repatriate. You came to Poland. Now we have these recurring questions that we ask our guests. What we did last time, which was the first guest. So tradition.
Where are you from? Why Poland? Do you like Poland? Do you speak Polish?
So why Poland? I mean, that is quite obvious because you are in a way Polish. Or
Yeah, well, I like.
But why did
more
you
than
return?
In a way, I was born in Poland, and then I was 5 years old when I moved to the United States. And I grew up, let's say, in a very Polish way, in a very Polish culture, right? So we spoke Polish, we did Polish things.
So your parents were like what generation? Were they like first generation Americans?
So they were about 30 when they moved to the U.S.
Okay,
And I was about 5, right? So it was back in 1989. So they basically fled the country. You know, they like lied about going on vacation and then actually just left.
What's wrong with 80s Poland? Was there something wrong? I don't.
Is that a joke?
No.
You should.
Yeah. Yeah, things were not so great. So
Everything was fine.
yeah, so
Long live General Jaruzelski.
yeah, things were not so great. Although my dad was actually in the army back during martial law. He was actually like patrolling the streets like during that time period.
What did your dad do?
Currently,
Yeah.
he's a doctor.
So was he like a field medic?
No, he was actually in medical school. He was in WAM, which is like Wojsko something or other medyczne. I don't really know what the A
Wojskowa
stands.
Akademia Medyczna.
Yeah, exactly.
Wojskowa Akademia Muzyczna.
yeah, he was a musician. No, he went there, but then he actually ended up finishing school because I guess he was like tired of the army, so he like quit. I didn't know you could do that, but he did, and then he finished medical school in like regular medical school.
I think it's called deserting.
Yeah, that's why
Polish
I left Poland. Yeah.
army, just great place. Like, you like it
man.
here? No, my Polish accent is not good. I just realized that.
No, it's really hard to do that.
No, because you gotta like really figure it out. You gotta look like you have to speak the way. No, the way. Fuck.
The way.
You have to say a lot. You're
Just
like,
don't even try it. Yeah.
I did it today in the shower.
There
There was a
I don't know.
15-second period where I fucking spoke Polish English.
Oh, that's what you were. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad that it was that. Anyway, so why did you decide to come back to Poland?
Well,
and live
actually,
here for a while.
yeah. So I guess I get a lot of people laugh about this, but it was always kind of like my dream to be able to live in Poland.
Yeah.
And just because I would come visit Poland all the time when I was a kid, and I just felt at home here. You know, I mean, it's like I feel like I kind of understood myself better. Because for a long time, I just thought my parents were, like, weird. And then I came here, and I'm like, oh, no, the whole country's just weird. And now that explains everything about myself and my family.
Awesome.
So after being here, I feel like I kind of had a better understanding of my family, of even myself. So I don't know. I like speaking Polish. I like the culture. I like, I just like Poland. And so my sister actually came to school here for medicine, and I was a little jealous. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. I should have come here for university.
Yeah.
But in the end, I just came to visit her, and I ended up staying for longer than I expected. So
How long did you stay for?
I've been here for just over 3 years. Yeah, 3.5 years.
I mean, I don't think that's weird, I mean, we're obviously also. I mean, I'm from the Netherlands.
Something's wrong with us as well.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
you're
what
in
we're
a safe
saying.
place.
That's what we're saying. So,
I only lived in Philadelphia for about 5 years.
aha, okay.
So that's actually the longest I've lived anywhere. So I've lived in a lot of places. I lived in Boston, Philadelphia. I've lived in different parts of Pennsylvania and then different parts of Florida.
But you
So-
never lived in Chicago.
I never lived in Chicago.
Did you ever visit Chicago?
No, I always wanted to. I feel like that's the mecca for Polish people.
Well, it's like the biggest Polish city in the world. Funny enough.
So they say, although I'm not sure how much I believe that.
On what grounds is that? Like, is it based on the highest concentration of Poles, or what's the deal?
I think it's based on old statistics, and honestly, I think most like Polish people nowadays don't even live in the city of Chicago. They live in the suburbs of Chicago.
Oh, so they got rich.
Yeah, sure. I mean, most Polish people came in the 80s and 90s, and now they've been there for a long time. And yeah, they have houses in the suburbs. They don't really live in cities anymore. That was like the 90s, you know?
It'd be so weird if you like drive out into the suburbs and it all looks like Biskupin or something like that, you know?
Yeah, so I'm sure they built like Catholic churches and stuff there too. That's like something Polish people always do when they move to new places. They build Catholic churches. So, you know, like
God, I don't think they have done that in the Netherlands yet, but
not yet. They're building it currly.
let's hope
In
not.
Norway, we already have it. Like, there are some Catholic churches.
Polish
the
church.
Poles just... No, like, we have Catholic churches.
Yeah.
But now that the Poles came, 100,000 of them.
Actually, people now go
Yeah,
to
like,
church.
there's a
Now
lot of more
people showing up.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like in your churches, except you guys drop acid and MDMA and...
Yeah, our big church in Arnhem, the last time I've been there, or the only time, was for a big-ass rave for New Year's Eve.
Okay.
So,
Perfect use of a church.
yeah.
Nice.
It's gonna burn in hell. Then the next question is then, of course, do you know Polish? You have been brought up with Polish, I take.
Yeah. We spoke Polish at home, and for a while I actually used to go to Polish school on Saturdays in Philadelphia. So, but it wasn't very good because they had just like all the
Saturday
kids
school.
there at
Sounds
different
like
levels.
Sounds like
And-
a waste of a Saturday, man. Like, no offense. Good that
Yeah.
you did, but like...
Yeah, it was Saturday mornings too. So it was like during, like, I think every Polish American or Polish Canadian will complain about this, how all their friends were watching cartoons on Saturday morning, and then we had to like be learning about like Polish grammar and like Pantadeusz and stuff. Yeah, so
Huzaria?
who's that? Yeah, probably. Yeah, we also had to dress up in like those old Polish outfits and like dance like the Krakowiak during Christmas, which I thought like all Polish people in Poland do this, and then I came to Poland and like
And it's
nobody does this.
Just some old tribes in very up high mountains who
Yeah,
still
yeah,
do
yeah,
that.
Yeah. I thought I'd go to the
That
club.
is so funny about like migrants who live somewhere else, and they kind of take their culture from, let's say, the 70s or whatever,
Mhm.
and then they bring it over somewhere else, and they never kind of update it or they
Yeah.
do, of course, in
Sure.
because culture is always
Yeah.
organic, but yeah, it's hilarious sometimes.
Absolutely. I think like even the language, you know, I used to love coming back to Poland and I'd be like, whoa, what is this Zajebiście that I hear of? You know, like I never heard that until I came to Poland, you know, and I'm like, whoa, that's so cool. Like, you know, I always imagined that like, because especially when I moved out of Philadelphia, I didn't really live in another Polish neighborhood. In Philly, it was a lot of Polish people. But once I moved out of there, I was like away from Polish neighborhoods. But my parents always had Polish friends. So I only heard Polish being spoken by, you know, middle-aged people. So for me, Polish was a language for
Yeah.
old people. And
Right,
so
right.
when I came here, I remember I was shocked. I was like, whoa. I'm like, young people speak Polish too? And they have like, you know, I'm like, oh, they sound so cool. And they have like cool words and stuff, you know? I don't know why I was surprised by that, but that was
Good old
surprising.
slang.
You see how filthy the language actually is.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculously filthy. I remember the shock I experienced, but maybe you can relate to this. When I was a kid and we went to like the summer place,
Yeah.
we have like a summer house in Pomerania, and we'd go there and the kids would like be a lot more vulgar than my dad would be at home or my grandmother. They would be very sort of fine in their speech. And then when I came to Poland, people were like, yeah, kurwa, like kids were saying kurwa. If I said kurwa in our house, my dad wouldn't really do anything because he didn't really, you know, but like, you know, like it was weird to see kids just talking to each other in that very macho way, but then in front of parents and so on, they get all very, yes, fine, yeah, you know, like sir and so on.
Two
Interesting.
languages.
What?
It's two languages, like when you
Yeah.
speak at home and then with your friends.
Yeah, I feel like my mom cursed a lot, and then also, you know, as a kid, I knew a lot of, you know, I was like between 8 and 12, I knew a lot of Polish kids, you know, like kids that were like fresh off the boat, you know, kids that just came to the U.S. from Poland, and you know, they were all about, you know, cursing and.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Yeah.
There's this difference. So, jak jesteś polski albo rozumiesz dobrze po polsku, to w tym przypadku sprawdź this gość out on YouTube? Because no.
Sprawdźcie out.
Sprawdźcie out, no.
Ludzie. Sprawdźcie out.
No, so yeah, Dave's Ameryki. That's Dave's Ameryki. He makes like videos. Mainly what I saw was like comparing USA with Poland on all types of things like alcohol use, education, healthcare, maybe a lot of cultural stuff.
Yeah.
Really interesting. I wish I understood it a little bit more. I think I do for 50%, but definitely go check out Dave's Ameryki. Thank you for coming. Like, subscribe this channel as well.
Yes.
So, yeah.